Man, the Super Bowl, it always brings those incredible stories, you know what I mean? Like those comeback stories, those stories of resilience, second chances, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this year, one really stood out, and we're going to deep dive into it today. The story of Kareem Hunt, running back for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
You know, made it all the way back to the NFL after, well, some really serious setbacks.
Yeah.
We've got this article. It's from the Kansas City Star, and it really digs deep into his path back to the top, to that Super Bowl win.
It's pretty amazing, yeah, his journey. I mean, especially when you think about, how fast things can change for these guys, for these athletes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, one minute you're on top of the world, next you're, who knows?
Yeah, and I mean, just to paint the picture here, like 6 months before the Super Bowl win, Hunt's future, I mean, it was completely up in the air. He went from, like, star player to, I mean, not even knowing if he'd ever play again. It's tough, right? And the article talks about how he's back in his hometown, Willoughby, Ohio, working out at his old high school, Willoughby South, just trying to stay in shape, trying to stay hopeful,
Yeah.
And there's this detail that really, really got me. It said that kids at the school, they would recognize him, right? And they'd come up to him and they would ask him, "Are you playing on a football team?
Oh, wow.
Are you playing on a football team?" I mean, how do you even answer that, day after day?
That's gotta be rough. Like, I can't imagine. It's like just a constant reminder,
Yeah.
of everything you've lost, all that uncertainty.
Yeah, totally, totally. And the article, I mean, it really brings up this feeling of loneliness, like this journey, this comeback. He was doing it sounds like, pretty much alone.
Yeah.
Even mentions that he skipped workouts sometimes.
Yeah.
Just, because the emotional weight of it all, it was too much.
It makes sense, though. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you push through that by yourself?
Right. Like, did he have people around him, a support system? How did he keep going?
Well, it seems like, a lot of it was, just his own will, just sheer determination, this refusal to give up on that NFL dream.
Okay.
He knew what he could do. He knew he had the talent, and he was willing to put in the work, even when it felt impossible.
Yeah, yeah.
It says here in the article, he would push himself so hard during training, like almost as if he was trying to prove something, to silence those doubts,
Yeah.
The ones in his own head and maybe even the ones, from other people.
Wow. So it wasn't just like physical conditioning, right? It was like almost like a mental battle he was fighting too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And got to give credit where credit's due, right? The Chiefs, they played a role in this too. They saw something in him, that potential, and they were willing to give that second chance, which, that doesn't happen all the time in the NFL. Not even close.
Yeah, for sure.
They had a system that could utilize his running style,
Yeah.
that explosive style. And he thrived in that environment, They gave him that chance and he made the most of it.
It makes you think though, right? Like, how many other guys, other players with that same talent, that same potential, how many of them, don't get that second chance? Or maybe they do get it, but they don't have that inner strength, that fight to claw their way back.
Right.
Like
right.
what separates Kareem Hunt from those guys?
Yeah, that's a tough question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows how many stories are out there, stories of guys who faced setbacks and just couldn't overcome them.
Yeah.
And, Hunt's story, it's special because, yeah, he had the talent, but he also had that resilience, right? And he had people who believed in him even when he didn't believe in himself.
Yeah.
It's a powerful combination.
Yeah. It is. So we've got this picture, right? We've got Kareem Hunt battling self-doubt, pushing himself physically and mentally, and ultimately, making that incredible comeback winning the Super Bowl. It's a story about perseverance, about second chances, about never giving up. But what does it all mean, for us, for the average person, like outside the world of professional sports, right?
Yeah.
What can we take away from this?
I think, it's a reminder that even when we face setbacks in our own lives, right? Even when it feels like, the whole world is doubting us, we still have the power to choose how we respond to it.
Okay.
Hunt, I mean, he could have easily just walked away,
Yeah.
given up. But he didn't. He chose to keep fighting. He chose to keep believing in himself, even when it was hard.
Right.
And that's a choice that we all have, in any challenging situation, in any part of our lives. It's about, digging deep, finding that inner strength.
That's a really great point. So for all of you listening out there, think about it for a second, okay? Think about a time when you faced a setback in your own life, big or small. What was it that helped you keep going? Was it your support system? Your family, your friends? Was it a strong belief in yourself, in your abilities? Or was it something else entirely?
It's different for everyone,
It is, yeah.
but it's always there, that strength.
Hunt's story, I think it reminds us all that even when the odds seem stacked against us, right? We can still find a way to achieve our goals, to overcome those obstacles if we have the determination and maybe even more importantly, the right mindset.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. I hope this story, I hope it inspires you. I hope it motivates you. And until next time, keep on pushing, keep on believing, and never, ever give up on yourself
Yeah.
and your dreams. We'll see you next time.
See ya.